All right, everybody. Well, welcome to our Team Travel Tuesday Zoom call. So good to have you on. It's so great to see some new faces. It's so great to see some old faces. And whether you're here live or whether you're catching the replay, Jeff and I want you guys to know we love you and we appreciate you. And we just love being on this journey with you. So thank you for saying yes to DreamTrips. Thank you for being someone who shows up, who's committed to achieving your dreams and goals. And thank you for showing up to be the best version of you so that you can help others to achieve their dreams and goals, because ultimately that is what we do. And, you know, for me, when I was a little girl, I was a girl guide and I made a promise to do my best and help other people. And for me, I just love DreamTrips because it's a vehicle that allows me to continually grow and shine. And, you know, we never stop learning. We never stop growing with this. There's one of the little sayings that you'll hear a lot of leaders share is that every level has its devil. So when you want to rank up and hit the next level, there's another devil. It's like a video game. You got to beat the little devil to get through to the next round. And, you know, this game, the game of DreamTrips is exactly like that. And I wanted to kick off the call because I had a quick shower before I jumped on this call because I, as Jeff knows, came in running in hot from being out on the water all day because my day job today, my day hat was being a skipper. And if you know me or whether you don't, I associate as a mermaid. I love the ocean. And it was always a dream of mine to be able to get paid to be on the water and drive boats and talk to people about the Whitsundays and travel. And, you know, really, it's not a job that you do for money. It's a job that you do for love. And I have never been in a financial position until now that I was even able to do that, because I always did business coaching and consulting because that pays really good money. And I could earn a lot more. But at the same time, it was starting to suck the life out of my soul. I wasn't loving it anymore. And I was really quite burnt out and over, stressed out, busy, burnt out business owners who were sucking the life out of my soul. And so thanks to DreamTrips, I was able to make a decision to actually close the doors to my coaching academy and actually follow my passion, because I had this income. Now, I'm not on a six-figure income yet. I was prior to COVID. We're relaunched. And I'm certainly not on a seven-figure income yet. But this is a vehicle that allows us to have that. And what it's done for me is it's allowed me to be able to be a full-time mum. And when my son was sick in hospital, I was in hospital by his side for nearly a month. And DreamTrips kept putting money into my bank account every single week. And now it allows me to be able to do a couple of days of work as a skipper, which is something that I love, that just lights me up because my income's supplemented by DreamTrips. So I just wanted to share that today because I had that little aha moment in the shower thinking, wow, I'm so grateful that I actually can now do that. But I would never have been able to afford to have stopped coaching and do the skipper stuff if it wasn't for DreamTrips. And the other thing with this is, you know, it's allowed me to meet all of you. You know, oh my gosh, I love DreamTrips because of the people that we get to meet and connect with. And, you know, I know Kiara had her first dream trip at Gari, Kingfisher Bay, with us earlier in the year. And, you know, for us to be able to hang out in person, I hadn't seen Kiara for years. And for us to be able to hang out, have a few drinks together,
just a few
wine, or
just a
thousand. It was so awesome, you know, and all of the people, like, you know, we hang out like now on a Zoom, but then to be able to actually meet for the first time in person at an airport lounge or at a dream trip is just so freaking cool. And it's like you just instantly, like, you've got this travel family who are fun, who have your back. Like, it's just amazing. It's so hard to describe that feeling. And of course, I've been able to be on, I think I've gone on nearly like 50 trips now, thanks to DreamTrips. Like, it is just crazy. And just since we've relaunched in the last year as a single mum, I've been able to do 6 amazing dream trips, with number 7 next month to Mexico. And none of that would have been possible if it wasn't for DreamTrips. So first and foremost, I just want to acknowledge you for saying yes to DreamTrips. And I also want you guys to know what you have your hands on. So there's 3 parts to this call tonight. The first part is we actually want you to fall in love with the product and know what it is that you have your hands on, because we're actually going to segue. So Jeff and I have been spending a lot of time on calls with our owner and CEO, Mark Smith, and we're very grateful that he's, allowed us behind the scenes to kind of know where we're at, what's going on, some of the changes that are coming and that are going to be announced in our DreamTrips Academy this weekend. And one of them, we can't share the details, but what we can share is there's going to be a really big focus on customer acquisition. So rather than just signing up reps, not everybody wants to do network marketing, but everybody wants to save a bucket load as they check off their bucket list. And it's actually a lot easier to sign people up as customers than it is to sign people up as customers and reps, especially if you're only new and you haven't got your own success story yet. So the first part of this call, I'm actually going to hand over to Jeff in a minute. We're going to dive into our travel portal, and Jeff's got a live booking that he's making for a pre-night for Mexico to show you how you can save and use your loyalty points. And really the way that we're going to start sharing this club now is that we're a travel savings club. And like right now, for every $1 that you pay towards your membership, you get $3 back in travel savings. Like, that's like a travel ATM. That's the best travel savings club in the world. $1 in, you get $3 back, and those points never expire. Like, that's amazing. And then the second thing Jeff's going to share with us is how to book your free cruise. So remember, once you've been a member for 6 months, you get a $1,000 cruise voucher for you and your favorite plus one. If you're like me, I have 2 children, so I will be upgrading to take both of my kids. I'm not going to leave one behind. And you can also upgrade to a better cruise. You don't have to choose a cruise that's within that $1,000. And Kath just recently booked, I think, a 14-day cruise, and she upgraded. She did a better room, a longer cruise, but she was able to take $1,000 off that, which is amazing. And then the second half, Jeff will hand back to me. And we're going to get back to basics, and we're going to show you some really basic tools and training videos to be able to help share this business or help share the membership with confidence. Sound good? All right. Well, and at the end, of course, we'll have a live Q&A. So I am going to hand over to one of my absolute best buddies in the world. I love traveling with this guy. He's so much fun. He's always the king of dad jokes. And of course, he's an absolute beast when it comes to building this business. So Mr. Jeff Ross, I'm going to hand over to you.
So what did the hamburger name a baby?
Oh, I don't know what.
Patty.
Of course.
You and your dad jokes, Jeff.
Well, you got to leave with that. I'm going to have one, aren't I?
Zach is cracking up in the background. He thinks that, can you hear him? He's cacking himself.
I also want to. We're going to have so much fun in Mexico. It's going to be a crack up. I also want to congratulate Susan for joining at the TNT pack, which is actually now our Globetrotter pack. And you have your cruise their voucher ready to rock and roll. So this is very timely for you, because you'll be able to go into our cruise portal and go, find out how to book your cruise. So that's very exciting. But let's dive in. I'm going to share my screen, and the host needs to give me screen sharing access. And I'll show you this booking portal first. Thank you. And if my voice gives out, I apologize. I do have some hay fever going on. Okay, so I just want to show you there's a couple of examples first, and then I'll dive in on how I found these examples. So as I said, I've got to stay a pre-night before I fly out to Mexico and Sydney. And most of the hotels that I normally stay at, I stay at the Mercure, I stay at the Travel Lodge, they're my common places that I use, right? before DreamTrips, I actually used to use booking.com. That was definitely my, my choice of booking portals. So I've gone through and, just for the sake of speed, I've gone through and booking.com. I found the hotel that I want to stay at. I found the nights that I want to stay at. So this is apples for apples comparison. I've got the room here. It's a standard king, $380 a night, staying in the middle of Sydney through booking.com for the Mercure at the Sydney when you're there. Now, if we use our portal, I've gone right through to the checkout stage here just to get the actual price. You can see up here, loaded up in my wallet, I have over $5,000 loyalty points there, set it ready there for me to use just for circumstances just like this. This is a whopping saving of $132, $248 versus $380 there, guys. That's just for one night.
That's
so
awesome.
That there is so by the time we put out our tax rates and all of that sort of thing, we've applied our loyalty points. I have saved over $108 here. That's the saving to its nearest competitor that DreamTrips had in its portal says it's out there, right? So there must be somewhere out there that's a bit cheaper than booking.com. But as I said, I always used to use booking.com, so I'm actually going to save more than $108. If you do the math, it works out that I would have saved $132 just for that one night, just using my booking portal here. Now, here's another one just to show you. So Travelodge Hotel, 4-star hotel, Mercure is another 4-star one. So these aren't cheap crap hotels. So booking.com here, same location, same times. So one adult here, $194 through booking.com. We go to our portal. So it's here. So it works out, I think it was about $80 savings. So what we got, $146 versus $194. So yeah. What's that math? So roughly 195 minus 146 is over $49 worth of savings just in that one day. So, as you can see, you use this a few times, it's going to add up. And when you've actually got, you've referred forward, you pay no more, you've got a free membership, and then you've just go ahead and make massive savings like that on your bookings. However, like say if you're paying the standard membership, $80 a month, well, I've just got my savings back there for that monthly membership just in that one booking alone. And I know myself, I probably use a hotel or a resort around Australia at least 7-8 times a year. So, let alone the family holidays that I can go on. So how do we find these actual holidays? These hotels. So first time you've been here, that's cool. So you just want to go to DreamTrips.com, and then you're going to log in, and then you just want to click on your hotels tab. So log in with your details. And that's going to then take us to, that's where you can actually book the actual dream trips themselves.
And just on that dream trip, Jeff, how cool is that glamping into my one trip?
I was actually looking at that.
$189. That is amazing.
And what I'm also noticing too, Kylie, here is they're not just got the one trip there sometimes. I was looking here, they had the Maldives. If I go here to the Maldives, one of the, the Maldives at the Whitsundays. Newly added, they've just loaded up trips here to the Maldives, but they've also loaded up for March.
Oh my goodness, Maldives on the 10th of March. That's my birthday. That's
I know, right?
Dream destination.
I saw that. Oh, Kylie's going to see this.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that. That's just a gorgeous place to go see.
Who wants to come to the Maldives for my birthday?
Hey?
I was going to go to Bali.
Bali, a bit closer. But so that's how you can go find your dream trips and have a play around with the actual dream trips. But coming back for the hotels, so you click on the hotels and all the condos. So let's go hotels. And the more loyalty points that you have, I've noticed that the more loyalty points you have in your wallet, the more actual choices that you actually have on the discounts. Something I've noticed there. So it does pay to, help this build up a bit too before you use it. So let's say, okay, I want to stay in Sydney. So just go and say Sydney. And I want to stay near the airport. So Sydney. Put in my dates, just like a normal booking portal. And I go continue. Now, you don't have to go do the booking by booking comparison with booking.com or Expedia. You can if you want to. My recommendation there is make sure you're doing apples for apples comparison. make sure it's exactly the same as what you're actually looking at here. So you do get that apples for apples comparison, right? But here, our booking portal already tells us what the closest nearest competitive price is and what our savings are going to be. And we have, all sorts of accommodation. We actually have access to over 800,000 hotels and resorts around the world through our booking portal. And we're not, 9.5 times out of 10, I've done my own comparisons, and we've always got the best on the marketplace. And some pretty decent savings, just like I've shown you there, 130. The one that I stayed at the Gold Coast, we had $200 a night savings. So we stayed there 10 nights. So that was a $2,000 savings. Now, we didn't actually save that $2,000. We just put that $2,000 back into our, vacation and had a much better experience with the kids. So we were able to, help sort of up level our vacations from there. But see here, just in Sydney. So we've got here, so Park Royal would have been $490 Aussie, $110 Australian. Now, for you guys in the US, you do have your currency. It normally probably default the US anyway, but you can change your currency around here. You just tick on the country, the place where you're on, and just find your country, and away you go. So pretty straightforward. So I've got mine here in Aussie dollars. So here's the Mercure Hotel, 33% saving. Closest one, 321, 212, $110 saving. Here where we go down further, we've got here. So we've got, a 3-star. So a little bit lower, but 46% saving, 142 versus 110. Metro, this one's starting to get up there, 38% saving. And these savings, they fluctuate depending on how far out you book, depending on the time of the year, depending on, if it's holiday season, off season, all of that sort of thing. So they fluctuate just like any other booking portal does. And, it does pay to come back here and get savvy with it, So I always come back here personally and I look at it. It's always going to have the biggest amount of savings up here, up the front. But, $650 a night, I don't want to buy the bed. I just want to stay the night. So I'm not going to probably stay there. So I always look at the better ones. So, this one here, 320, 212, like that's now starting to get better. And, sort of pay what you sort of want. So like this one here, 250 versus 150, or 245 versus 150. So, $95 saving there. And then, so the further out you book, you can get up to 60, 70% off, depending on the countries too. When I was exploring Vietnam at one stage, I was seeing, up to 75% off on some of them. So you just got to get savvy and be like you would any other booking portal, and away you go. So that's how you use your loyalty points and how you can use them to get these awesome savings on your booking portal. So, Kylie, I know you got the camera turned off there, but did you want to add anything to that conversation before I move on to the cruises?
Look, just jump on. I really encourage you, as part of your product knowledge training, like once a week, make it Travel Tuesday, set an alarm on your calendar, put a reminder in there, and once a week, just jump on and have a look. There are so many incredible deals that you can get.
Yeah.
A lot of people forget that we have our travel portal, and the savings that we have are incredible. And everything that you pay to your membership, if you haven't waived your fees, you're getting 3 times that back in travel savings that are there that you can use to buy down those rates, as Jeff has just shown you. But if you have referred your fall, like Jeff and I, we don't pay for our membership. We still earn those points. So they're there for you to utilize. So just encourage you to make sure you go in there. And it's not just hotels. You've also got condos as well. And look, I know I've got Kiara online with us. So Kiara and I have both invested thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to be part of a timeshare program that doesn't offer anything compared to what we have. Now, through our condos portal, we actually get to access all of the timeshare pools from all over the world. But instead of having to pay thousands of dollars and be locked in for life, we get to access all of the different apartments that aren't actually booked out by the timeshare people, which happens all the time. And those are 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. And these are great because they actually typically have a kitchen, that have like a laundry. And, you know, when you're doing a dream trip, if you want to add on extra nights, or if you're traveling with family, or you've got like a bigger group of you, condos, it just makes it so cost effective because, you know, you've got a kitchen, so you can actually cook some of your meals instead of having to eat out all the time. You can catch up on your laundry because you've got a laundry. I know that these like might not seem like big things, but when you travel all the time like we do, like it's those little things that people don't think about, especially when you're traveling, you know, for a longer period of time. And these condos, like we can buy them down for as little as I think $280, not per night,
lower.
but for a week, which is
lower. I've seen them as low as $199 a week for some places. But look at you just where, like, we're going to Mexico, we go to Cancun, and you know, if we had the time and it wasn't, you know, so close to Christmas, we could stay there an extra week, go do our dream trip, you know, in Riviera Maya, and then come up and we could stay somewhere here at another location. So, you know, here's a condo here at this one here at the Mayan Palace.
Wow.
Riviera Maya, only $399 for the 7 days. And
for the whole week. That's
for the whole week.
incredible.
And then you've also got the option to do 1-bedroom apartments and studio hotels there. So you'd obviously just pay a little bit more.
So awesome.
But he basically takes off $500 worth of credit off of the price for you. So, you know, stay here, it was, you know, normally it would be $795 with the $500 off with your loyalty points. It's only $1,295. Whereas this one here, it would be, you know, so we've obviously, depending on the weeks, the prices, they drop down. So you just have a play around so you can see where the cheaper prices are, the off season versus on season. And you can just have a play around there. So, you know, to use.
Can I just confirm you're saying you want to stay for another week?
Hint. Yeah, maybe. So, you know, you can basically just.
Why not add on?
I'm not coming.
Dream trips. We can add on.
No, look, I know that we're all talking
Maybe
about
not for this one, but we can.
I know we're all talking about going to Whistler for Canada for Christmas, right? So let's just quickly have a look here at Whistler. And sometimes the condos aren't there. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. So here we go, Whistler in Canada though. Like we've got loads of choices. So
this is real life, guys, by the way.
This is real life. Yeah, this is
real life.
White Christmas. Whoa.
Yeah. So we were all talking about doing a white Christmas in Canada in Whistler. So there you go. So we got 7 nights here. So let's look. That's for April to May. Some of them will let you go out further. You just got to, you know, have a bit of research, do a bit of a play. So April, May.
So good.
That's cool. So you guys, yeah, look at that. We're staying here for only $881 for the entire week.
For the week.
It's a 2-bedroom apartment. So, you know.
How many does that sleep? Does it say there? I can't see.
6 to 4. So it's 6 people.
6 people at $880 for an entire week. Like that is
2 bathrooms.
incredible.
So 2 bathrooms, full kitchen.
Whoa.
It's cheaper to dream trips than it is to rent these days.
I know, right? Especially on cruises. Like you get cruises for $29 a night.
Serious?
Guys, this is how I was able to travel full time with my kids for 3 years before COVID.
I know, Kylie. It's amazing.
Look at this.
Yeah.
So my kids would absolutely love this place.
It's actually cheaper to be on holidays than it is to stay at home.
Guys, we're all learning as well on these meetings. We're all like, wow. This dream trip delivers. So we're
so amazing. Jeff, thank you so much for sharing the booking portal. So what I'm going to get you to do, hun, is if you want to now go into the cruise portal. So guys, just to remind you, once you've been a member for 6 months, or if like Susan, you've purchased the Globetrotter pack, you actually get a free cruise voucher to the value of $1,000. So there's a couple of steps that you actually need to go through. So you actually need to go to this website that Jeff shared. I'll get you to pop it in the chat, Jeff, which is privilegesredemptioncenter.com. And
Yes,
you also need to sign in. Have you got the details of that?
Yes, I've got that. So I've just dropped. No, I've got that. I'm just dropping the link in there in the chat.
Cool.
And then so you go to sign in up here, and so that the password and the username are exactly the same. So it's DreamTrips Demo, all one word with a capital D, a capital T, a capital D. So I'll just copy and paste that.
And I'm going to repeat that just because Jeff's very hay fevery and sinusy. So DreamTrips demo. So dream with a capital D for Delta, trips with a capital T for Tango, and demo with a capital D for Delta. So DreamTrips demo, which Jeff's also dropped in the chat for us.
I appreciate you for having my back. Cool. So, all right. So then you just pretty much just want to come up here and you can have a play around. The quickest way I found is just go travel. And then this will take us to our cruise portal here. Now, we essentially have two cruise portals. We have our normal booking cruise portal, and this is one that you use to get your voucher. And there are a couple of steps that we've got to follow to claim our voucher. So I want to walk you through that at the moment. So let's just say, okay, we want to go look at cruises in Australia, New Zealand. I'm not going to worry about cruise line or dates just right now. Oh, yes, let's say you want to look at April 2024. So we go search for cruises. And that's going to bring us to the list of cruises that are available. Excuse me.
You can come on a cruise and visit me in the Whit Sundays. Just let me know when you're here. I'll come visit you and hang out with you for lunch.
Sorry, that doesn't look right. What have I done? Just go back. So let's just go.
What did you do? I say that to my dogs all the time. What did you do?
Okay. So sorry, just to clarify there, just correct that. So you want to go back to when you log in and hit your 4-night cruise adventure and hit shop. And then that's going to take you to the portal.
Who's excited about our portal? Like, how freaking awesome is this?
This is much better.
It's looking good.
Yeah, this is better. This is what I wanted. All right, so it goes any destination. These are cruises for June 2024, any cruise line. So you can go around, look around the world. We've got Bahamas, we've got Glacier. I'm not even going to try and pronounce half these words. The Caribbean, Glacier cruise there. So that one's for Alaska. So we've got cruises everywhere, anywhere around the world. So if you want to narrow the search down, I normally like to look at these 7 to 9 night cruises. I figure if I'm going to go on a cruise, I might as well go for at least a week. And, we tick the 10 nights as well. And I'm going to go and look at the ones closer to home. So I'm going to go look at Australia. And
you look at the Asia ones as well, Jeff, because they're usually pretty close to us too.
Yeah.
In Bali.
Well, Asia would be Bali ones. So
yeah.
So okay, there we go there. And now I'm going to go and choose my dates. So you can only choose a month at a time, or you can just go any month.
Can we go any just to see what comes up, Jeff?
Yeah, I've also just been playing around to show you, you can do close up in February as well. So there are loads of cruises there. So let's just have a look at Eddie first. Eddie port, Eddie ship, best value. Let's go.
So in the chat, let us know who has been on a cruise. I've actually been on 2 cruises. Oh my goodness, we could do a 12-night Thailand and Vietnam cruise on an inside cabin for $0 with the voucher.
As long as you wanted to leave next week, yeah.
But hey,
you could. Yes,
you could.
Yes, you could.
Wow.
Definitely.
Did you hear that? Zach's in the background going, woo!
Yeah, so here we go. 12-night Spice Route cruise. Mumbai to Singapore. It's $0 from outside, so you can have an outside room for $0.
That's awesome.
So using your voucher. That's a voucher for 2. So obviously, if you've got more than 2, you'll need to upgrade it. You'll just have to pay the fee, the ports fees and the taxes fees to upgrade your cruise.
7 nights, but that's a suite for $313 on Norwegian Cruise Lines. Wow.
Yeah, a suite, like a junior suite.
Wow.
And second guest free, flies free. So some of these have special offers. I've seen some of them that the kids go free. So they're the ones I'm looking for, right? There's a couple of South Pacific Island cruises that I'm looking at. 7, 9 nights, Royal Caribbean. Sarah and I go free and the kids go free. And all we have to do is pay the portage fees.
Hang on, go back up. I'm so excited. Look at this. So where's 12-night Bali, Malaysia? Hang on.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, this one.
12-night Bali, Malaysia and Thailand cruise, 4th to the 16th of January.
Of course,
that's in the school holidays. You could take your kids on that holidays Like, that's amazing.
All included, drinks and Wi-Fi.
I love it.
So yeah, of course you would upgrade for the outside, wouldn't you? For the extra
We
$75.
need the Wi-Fi with kids.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yara,
it's
we should
it's
just book that.
and celebrity cruises, right? Like that's one of the top cruise lines. So we've got all the cruise lines here to choose from. Royal Caribbean here, 3-night peg cruise, Singapore to Singapore. Look at that. You want a suite for $183 in February. Cunard. You just want to do a short break one? Like you don't get the balcony.
Guys, don't do a short break one. They're just too short. They suck. Just saying.
Well, these are the ones here I'm looking at.
But don't.
Look at this one. 5-night cruise here, Brisbane to Brisbane, so up to Airlie Beach and back pretty much.
That would be cool. $0 on an outside cabin.
Kids sail free, $149. And yes,
anyone that goes on that cruise to the Whitsundays is getting like bulk free coaching. So
look at this.
I meet up with everyone who comes to Airlie Beach on a cruise. Although you should do ocean rafting because that's the best day up here. But you can.
Oh, we are. We're organising that. We got.
Yeah.
It.
So look, you can book them out as far as January 25. Like this is going out to January 2025, just after New Year's. So like I say, I like these ones where kids sail free, right? So very much they've got my attention. And 7-night South Pacific cruise. Look at this. I can get a balcony for just $250 upgrade. So okay, so you go ahead and want to go. I say, this is the cruise that I want to go on. You then go explore cruise. And Kylie, I haven't got the email off the top of my head that we need to send to. Do you know the email?
One moment, I will have.
I'm just pre-framing that. So you go ahead and you have a look at the cruises here. This one's going to Brisbane at sea, Mystery Island, Namibia, and then back again. So here we go. We've got our balconies. We've got our suite. A suite room for $750 versus I love to go do the comparison. Love to go find out what that is. But so with our $1,000 voucher though, $0 for you to go get a free cruise. You just have to pay the portage fees and the taxes or whatever that would be. So we go in here, we go view lowest prices, and then you got to come here. And what you need to do is you need to then send an email to DreamTrips, and Kylie's going to give us the email in a second. But with your email, once you've chosen your cruise, you want to give them your member ID number, which we'll go and show you where to find that. And you got to go here to your cruise ID number. So that's a Pacific cruise ID just for this cruise, right? So it's very important that you grab that ID number and you put that in your email. And then for me, when I log in with my member ID number. So your member ID number would have been sent to you with your enrollment email. And if you do need to find it, where's the best place to find that, Kylie? The back office, isn't it?
Back office. And if you get stuck, just reach out to Jeff or myself and we can look it up for you. So if you're in Jeff's team, reach out to Jeff because Jeff can look it up. Or if you're not in Jeff's team, reach out to me and I can look it up.
So when it comes to your back office, it's normally pretty straightforward to find.
And if one of your team members needs their number, just
in that
search team members up the top, just type in their name and then you'll be able to bring it up.
Yep. So that's, or you can just got your team dashboard down here. But the quickest way to do it, is definitely, let's type in Matthew. What's if I could spell? Okay, that should be enough. No. There we go. There's Matthew's ID number. So his ID is different number to mine because obviously when you registered, they've coded it different each time for the seasons. So mine's just a bunch of numbers, whereas Matthew's is some numbers and some letters. But that's the ID number that you want to give them, and that'll then send them through to the email. So the email, Kylie, is vouchers.
Just popped it in the chat.
DreamTrips.com.
Vouchers@DreamTrips.com with your member ID and the sailing ID. So you need the sailing ID because then that's the actual voucher they'll give you for that specific cruise. So I'm actually just going to share my screen because I've got this up for you guys, and that has got everything. If you want to just do a quick screenshot of that, That way you've got the demo site down the bottom with the actual URL to go to the website. The username and password is down the bottom as well. And then you've also got the email there. So if you just take a screenshot of that page and yeah, you'll be all good to go. Who's excited to book a cruise?
There you go, guys.
Goodness.
You go book a cruise, you can go book a condo, you can go book a hotel. So you're all set to go. Use the product. And that's what we kindly say, you know, we go use the product so you can become a product of the product and share your experience, share your stories on social media. Anyhow, that's all I've got for that part of it. I'll leave it to Kylie.
Oh, Jeff, so awesome. Like, how do I go after you now? That was amazing. So the number one thing is to be excited about what you have in your hands, because once you know what you have available, like seriously, like now you've seen that, who's excited to share this with people? Like, we can help people save so much. I had a lady today, ironically, I met her on a dream trip, our last dream trip to Punta Cana. That wasn't my last one, was it? That was 2 dream trips ago.
With
Anyway,
Sundays.
so I met this lady. I don't know if you remember her, Jeff, but I met her in the I know Jeff wasn't in the ladies. I met her in the ladies and she had this amazing blue dress on with sharks all over it. And so, of course, I started singing Baby Shark with her. So we're having a little sing-off in the ladies' bathroom, as you do. We may or may not have had a couple of drinks because it was an all-inclusive resort. So, you know, unlimited drinks. It was a bit crazy. And so we connected. I added her. She wasn't on Facebook, which I was very upset about because I'm a Facebook girl, but she was on WhatsApp. So I'm like, sweet, let's just connect on WhatsApp. So we've just been sending a few messages back and forth. And if you haven't yet watched it, please watch my How to Build Relationships Online training video that's on my Facebook page. Thanks for the thumbs up, Matt. Love you, buddy. And so I wasn't an amateur. I didn't ram dream trips down her throat. I've just been messaging her back and forth. And then literally this morning, while I was on the loo doing a number 2, and Jeff's laughing because this is what I tell people, you can literally build this business while you're on the loo doing a number 2. I don't know why I have my phone when I do that, but I did. And this is, I kid you not, this is the message she sends me. Matt's having connections over there. I'm a mum. Us mums, like, it's just mum talk. I'm actually going to share something really embarrassing because it's hilarious. So every time I'm in the loo doing a number 2, my 2 children arrive because they know I'm cornered and I can't leave. So that's when they have the big conversations and ask the big questions.
Our boys do the same to Sarah.
I thought they'd finish when they were like 2, but no, apparently not. Now they're both teenagers. Zach's in the background going, that's Leo, Mum, not me. Zach asked before he comes in. God love him. Okay, so where am I? Hey, so I'm doing lash extensions at the moment. Just finished school and got my DZ license, which apparently is a truck license. I don't know what I'm doing. LOL. Just trying to stay alive. Where are you? What have you been doing? OMG, you'll be in Cancun next month? Are you serious? How exciting. So this is the goal. You ready? I wish I could travel more like I used to. Everything's just so expensive right now. Rent just keeps going up. Sad face. What have I now got? I've got someone who wants to travel more and she's struggling financially because costs keep going up. Bum, bum. Now's my opportunity. So you may ask, what did I do? Well, I sent her a voice message, of course, because, you know, my voice gets a little bit animated and excited. And yes, I did do this voice message while I was on the loo doing a number 2. Too much information, I know. Anyway, I sent her a message going, oh my gosh, babe, you seriously have to look at what I'm doing. I have an online travel business. You know, when I met you in Punta Cana, I was on a dream trip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a little 4-minute video with you. You have to watch this. This literally is changing lives all over the planet. And it's allowed me as a single mom to be able to travel more. And I want to help you travel more too. But hey, it's even better because guess what? You can actually get paid to share this with others. So if you get started and you join, I actually earn a commission from that. And that's actually allowed me to take the pressure off financially because, oh my gosh, as a single mom, like the mortgage interest rates have gone up and up and up and up and up since I bought my house, and I'm dying with interest rates. But thank goodness for DreamTrips, because that supplements my income and it's allowed me to travel more. So I'm going to share 2 links. One's a really quick introduction link. The second one is a longer one with more info. So once you've had a look, let me know. I just want to help you get traveling more, babes, with lots of love hearts and lots of stars, because, you know, that's me. So she's messaged me back this morning and said, OMG, sounds amazing. I shall have to watch these once I'm back home tonight. Thanks, with 2 smiley faces. Like, it's not freaking simple. You just got to keep having conversations with people and having heart-to-heart conversations. Eventually, they're going to share their pain, and boom, we have the solution. But you just got to wait, because it's all about timing. Because amateurs rush in and jam it down people's throats, and professionals build relationships and build that know, love, and trust factor. Now, when were we in Punta Cana, Jeff? That was like what? August,
mid-August.
So I met her in August, added her on WhatsApp. And what are we now? November.
3 months.
August. So September. So 3 months it's taken me to find the right timing for me to be able to share this with her. So that's a really critical key when it comes to building relationships, is you got to wait for the right time. Now you can fast track that. Like, we only message every now and then, and it just happened. I thought about her because Baby Sharks was playing on the radio, and so I was like, oh my God, you're not going to believe what song's playing. It made me think of you. And then we started a conversation, and boom, like, an opportunity's come up. So, you know, this business isn't rocket science. It's actually connecting with people on a social level and having fun. Now, if you don't think about someone like naturally, like, that's okay. Just go onto your Facebook newsfeed and just scroll, and people will come up in your newsfeed and they go, oh my gosh, I just saw your post. How the frick are you? I haven't seen you for 5 gazillion years. Now, okay, you don't have to say that, because that's what I would say, because, you know, I get a bit excited. But, you know, you be you. You use your personality. And, like, the number one thing with this business is just starting conversations. Like, we're on social media, you've got to show up and be social first, be a human that actually cares about another human. Now, I know that we're all excited and we want to build our business and we want to build it fast, but we've got to be professionals. We can't be amateurs, and we've got to wait for the right timing. Jeff, you looked like you were about to jump in and say something a second ago. Did you want to add something there?
Yeah, just to the whole fact that, you know, you've gone ahead and you've just been a real human first, a marketer second, and you've just gone through and you've shared your heart with this person, and you've waited for her to share the pain with you. And it's just by being friendly, by being a human, and just building that know, like, and trust, and even going deeper and relating and resonating with her, she makes you feel like a safe place. And that's what it's about, right? It's about that heart-to-heart connection. You know, people aren't going to share their pain with any random stranger until they've got that, you know, that rapport, that they know that you care, right? People don't care what you know until they know that you care. And that's exactly a perfect textbook example of, you know, that just, you know, that relationship. And I love that all of you here on this call, you're all going out there and becoming masters of relationship building first. And that's what it's all about, right? It's letting them to share their heart with you. That comes from you sharing your heart first, and you being raw and real, vulnerable first, by giving them that safe place to be able to do that. I'm not going to mention names. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of the story, but I've had some really powerful stories lately this last month with people who have been in gangs and you know, been like really, really deep in the whole dark drug trade, and have probably murdered people and have been in jail for like 25 years and all of that sort of stuff. And just being able to put myself in that position and not judge them and just see their heart and see their human. They've been able to go ahead and share that story with me. And some of these stories have been pretty, wow, like right out there. But I was able to just have that heart-to-heart connection and see them as a human first, And, I got some really powerful conversations on the background going on with just seeing that and being able to, coach them and mentor them in that space. I've got one lady over in America. Her husband, no fault of her own. She's got married and then found out her husband had done a few things and ended up having to go to jail for 6 months. And she's now in a space where she's basically couch surfing and living on her friends. The call started off with her having the camera turned off because she was embarrassed about her surroundings. But by the time we got into the call, she was able to then turn the camera on, forget about the mess. And because we just had that heart connection, and it wasn't the right time to be able to go through and essentially get her to sign up for DreamTrips then and there on the spot. But the seed's been planted, the heart's been planted, the connection's there, and that relationship will just grow and blossom. And you just don't know it's all about timing, right? Kylie presented this whole thing to me 8 years ago. I said no to her 8 years ago. She stayed in touch. She blessed and released me, and she just shared story after story after story. And she, just said, "Hey Jeff, I'm in Mexico. Hey Jeff, I'm now in New York. Hey Jeff, I'm now in Las Vegas." And just stayed connected and shared her excitement and shared her joy and shared her adventure with me through story. Meanwhile, I've got major FOMO going on in the background, wishing I had done it. It wasn't the right time for me though, with all the circumstances that I had in my story in my life. COVID come around, I lost my business overnight, and it was an opportunity for a fresh start. And then it's like, okay, I've just gone through the scenario of being that workaholic father, almost burnt myself out, missing my kids. I didn't know I didn't want to go back to that place. I knew that I wanted to go and do travel. Travel was always what was on my heart, go and become a full-time traveler. Oh, that's right. That's what Kylie used to do. So reach out to Kylie, and then just after COVID, DreamTrips comes back. Perfect timing in like Flynn. So you just got to build that relationship first, go and be a human first, find those heart-to-heart connections. And, if you want $1 million in your bank account, go and add $1 million worth of value to the world. How do you do that? By just going, being a human and see where they are and meet them where they're at their hearts. And just, I make sure that every conversation that I have here on out, it's not about, essentially the business or the sales. We can do that. That's great. That's a bonus. My first goal is to always make sure that I'm leaving a golden nugget of value in their hearts, in their lives. I'm actually depositing, not taking out. So I figure if I go do that 1 million times, my bank account's going to reflect that, because that is a measurement and a result of how well I'm doing that.
I love it. Can't you feel the passion and feel the love? It's so awesome. So you may be thinking, well, that's great, but how do I do that? So I'm actually going to share with you a couple of really incredible tools that we have as resources. But before I do, I just want to do a little bit of a disclaimer. So these are called quick coach videos. And these videos were actually created by our company with the former owners under the old brand of World Ventures. So our DreamTrips product has always been DreamTrips, but the business side wasn't always called DreamTrips International. It used to be called World Ventures. And if you actually Google World Ventures, yes, World Ventures went broke. COVID was the last straw that knocked them out. And we are so grateful to Mark and Tammy Smith, because they purchased World Ventures and DreamTrips and resurrected it at the beginning of last year. So when you see these, yes, World Ventures was our old brand. There's a lot of reference to World Ventures because that's what the business part of it was called. So when you hear that, I just want you to know that you just replace World Ventures with DreamTrips. And we actually have, I have been like fully going on to Mark, we need these videos done. We need these videos redone to DreamTrips. And I've got to the point where I just want you guys to have the best training tools, because these videos are freaking amazing. And you just got to forgive that they still say World Ventures. It's not like we're using them as marketing tools. You guys are all in, because I just want you guys to have the absolute best training tools and support to be able to go share this with others. Is that cool? Okay. So they're all on YouTube, but I've actually uploaded all of them into our DreamTrips Facebook group. So I'm going to share my screen with you all. So within our DreamTrips 10K Club Facebook group, we have these things called guides. So I'll actually get out of it. I'll just go DreamTrips 10K Club. So if you come into the Facebook group, that's the link here. I'll actually share that in the chat for you all. There we go. Okay. So then you'll see here it says guides. So if you click on guides, now we have multiple guides. Welcome to DreamTrips. This is like our introduction guide. Then we've got our fast start training guide. And then our third guide, guide number 3, is our quick coach videos. Now, I think there's about 13 in there at the moment. Yes, there is. Like closing fundamentals. Who would love to be able to close better? Guess what? We have a really quick coach training video in helping you to be able to close videos. Would you like to be able to share your story? We have a quick coach video in how to do that. Event etiquette. If you're going to have a travel party, create an event. We have an event how to do that. Now, guys, I know that we're right on the hour now. We started a little bit late because we had those tech challenges to begin with. So I just want to show you 2 videos tonight, but it's my request that you guys work through these and watch every one of these, because honestly, I rewatch these now. These are so freaking powerful, and I cannot wait. Mark has committed that he will get these redone as fully rebranded as DreamTrips, and they'll all be uploaded into Rapid Funnel. So we'll have those available for you real soon. But these 2 here are probably 2, or actually there's 3 that are really powerful. So the first one is our 3-step setup. So if you've kind of started a conversation with someone, and everybody can do that because we have conversations with people all day, every day. That's easy. But how do you then segue from having a conversation and connecting with someone to actually introducing DreamTrips? And that's where a lot of people get stopped. So that's where we have this video 3-step setup. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm actually going to click through to YouTube, and we're going to watch it. We're going to watch it together because it's such a great video. And then I want all of you to practice. It's 4 minutes and 37 seconds. So let me hit play.
Have you ever been intimidated to invite because you're afraid of your friend's reaction? Have you ever been nervous about how to bring up the subject of World Ventures once you're at the appointment? Want a way to have your friend genuinely eager to hear about World Ventures, and in some cases be virtually ready to enroll before the presentation even starts? Time out. Welcome to Quick Coach, the training library for World Ventures reps on the go. Let's talk about a technique called the 3-step setup. Let's break down the 3 steps. 1, your why. 2, big deal, all in. And 3, no pressure. We start with your why. Another way to think about this is your problem. A good acronym to remember for why is, what hurts you? Here's why. Life usually looks better on Facebook than it really is, right? So in this step, we're going to share why we're doing World Ventures. We need to get real with our friends and let them know some of our problems. Be vulnerable. Are you missing your kids growing up? Are you in debt? Are you struggling to have enough retirement income? Share this with your friend. Be raw and authentic. This gets them thinking about their life and gives them permission to be real with us. Be mindful to use Me Too statements and not so what statements. For instance, even though you may have the goal to get a BMW through the World Ventures opportunity, saying, I've always wanted a BMW, is a materialistic so what statement. Instead, sharing a different aspect of your story, like, I'm sick of dropping my kids off at daycare. I want to raise my own children and be there for them, is a personally meaningful Me Too statement. Your why could be anything. Things like, the last 5 years flew by and nothing has changed. Or, I had to move back home after school because I can't find a job. Just make sure it's authentic. Share your why as step 1. You would say, thanks for meeting with me. I've got something huge I want to share with you. It might seem like things are going well from the outside looking in, but then share your why in your own words. This should take about 15 seconds. Once you're done with the first step, you need to transition to step 2 by saying, I was looking for something, and I found it. We've introduced a problem to your friend that they A, identify with, and B, are dying to know how to solve. They already want to see the presentation. This moves us to step 2, big deal, all in. It sounds like this. Now, this thing I just found is a huge deal. It's spreading all over the world. I've looked at this thing top to bottom. I've done all the research and I am all in. This is what I was looking for. What we've done here is establish posture. This is not some small time thing. You're serious and they should take it seriously. You've reduced the risk of receiving several of our most common objections. You've put your chips all the way in, using the poker metaphor, and you're subconsciously letting them know that their opinion is not going to impact you one way or the other. This moves us to step 3, no pressure. The last step is letting them know you're doing this with or without them. And here's how that would sound. Now, I don't know how this will strike you. I want you to know either way is cool with me and it's not going to affect us one bit. All I know is the people I'm working with and I see what's happening, and I don't want to miss out. We're going to show this to as many people as we can, and I wanted to give you the chance to be one of the first. Is that cool? In sales, this is a very powerful technique called the takeaway, and in this case, it's absolutely true. You're already committed with or without them. As funny as this may sound, people are more likely to take action when they feel that we don't care one way or the other. People follow people who know where they're going. You're giving them a chance to come with you. Make sure to say, "Hey, is that cool?" as the last phrase. They always say yes. Now show them the presentation. Using this 3-step setup before every presentation can dramatically improve your results. Now, get back in the game.
Thanks for watching Quick Coach, your go-to.
How awesome's that? How simple is that? And guess what? You don't just have to have a conversation and do this in person. You can do a written version of this and use this using Messenger, WhatsApp, text, or whatever. But the key is you have to be vulnerable. You have to be raw. You have to be real. You have to be authentic. And I mean, you guys have all seen me online. Like, I am so real and so raw and so vulnerable and so authentic. But it took years of practice for me to be able to do that. You know, I used to be stuck in fear of, judgment and worrying what other people would think about me, and like, oh my gosh, I'm too embarrassed to share that. Like, one of the things that happened to me in my life, when I lost everything, is I had my car repossessed. And that was like the lowest point in my life. Like, I'd made millions of dollars. I'd employed hundreds of people. I'd coached thousands of people. And here I was. And I had my car repossessed. And I was a mess. But do you know who were there for me? The person who I reached out to, who I actually felt comfortable to share that with when it actually happened, was my upline leader in DreamTrips. And he sent me a little graphic, and I remember this graphic because it was one of those things that took me from literally sitting on the floor, bawling my eyes out, to actually going, he's right. Get back up. Get back in the game. You freaking got this, girl. And it was, every setback is a setup for a comeback. And so many people are so scared to share the stuff that they're embarrassed about. But when you can step into that power, vulnerability is actually the greatest form of courage. And the greater the vulnerability that you share, you're actually giving permission to the other person to share their vulnerability as well. Like, I have had times where I've had no money to buy food. I've been behind in rent, behind in my mortgage. Like, I've been in some horrible financial situations, but you know what? That is life. And I used to be one of the people who judged people who couldn't, pay for their stuff. The universe went, okay, I'll deal with you. I'm going to take everything from you and I'm going to have your car repossessed. Boom, take that, sister. And it was like, oh my gosh, now I am so much more compassionate because I freaking get it. And I understand how humiliating and how horrible it is. But I had to have that lesson so I could then help others to be able to get ahead financially. Because everybody at some point in their life, if they haven't already, will have financial problems. Like, it just happens. It's just part of life. But they'll have other stuff going too. It could be a health challenge. It could be a relationship challenge. Nobody gets through life without facing adversity of some kind. So don't be scared to share that with people. Because when you share that, that's the real and raw, authentic, vulnerable conversation that's actually going to have them jump on board with you. That's the thing that's going to have them go, yeah, you're not trying to sell me. You're actually being real with me. I'm in. Let's go build this together. So if there's one takeaway that you have from this training, it's to be as vulnerable as you can. But there is one piece. You can't be vulnerable and be a victim. You've got to be vulnerable and actually be responsible for your stuff and finish on a positive and giving people hope that that's why I've joined this. You know, Jeff and I have both been through the shit more times than we care to admit, but we have. The only difference is we just keep getting back up. And I'm so grateful to DreamTrips because when I lost everything, I felt like I was Humpty Dumpty. You know, I sat on my wall. I had all of my gyms. I had, you know, the Porsche, the boat, the BMW, all the things, the waterfront penthouse, you name it, we had it. And I got landed on my ass and I was Humpty Dumpty. I fell off my wall and I fell into a gazillion pieces. And it was DreamTrips that put me back together. DreamTrips was actually what gave me the confidence to actually get back up again. Because I felt like a failure. I felt like a fraud. I didn't want to face the world. I just wanted to run away and hide. And DreamTrips was actually, I just hid out in my little travel club, my little play travel business. And then all of a sudden, like next minute, it was a 6-figure income and I was traveling the world full time. And it was like, oh my gosh. So what at the time seemed to be like my biggest adversity when I lost everything actually turned out to be my biggest blessing because I was so anti-network marketing when I had a real business. I would never look at one of those things. I used to humiliate anyone that came to me and tried to sell me Amway. Poor people. I feel so bad. But you know what? Now I'm a professional network marketer and I freaking love this industry because it changes lives. It's changed my life. I've seen so many people all over the world be blessed thanks to this industry. And I've helped so many people check off bucket list destinations and experiences and make magical memories with their family thanks to DreamTrips. And that's why I love what we do. So there are some other quick coach videos. There is one more I'm actually going to play for you guys right now. And that is the edification video. So when you actually put someone into a 3-way chat with Jeff or myself, and you want us to be able to serve you and be the best that we can be to actually help your friend or family member get started, we need you to help us. We need you to set us up with a term called edification. So I'm going to share this with you. Again, it's super simple. Just going to click through and then we'll wrap up after this one. There is another one about my story, but I think we'll leave that till next week or you can watch it yourself. So let me hit play.
Welcome to Quick Coach, the training library for World Ventures Reps on the Go. Let's talk about edification. What does it mean to edify someone or something? It means to build up. Now, doing this is nothing new. An easy way to think about edifying is, let's say you've got 2 friends you really want to like each other. What do? You brag on them, right? By saying some great things about each of them, it creates an instant connection and level of respect. The great thing about edifying is we're naturally doing it all the time. When we're enthusiastically sharing what we love about a favorite restaurant, a new phone, or the resort we stayed at on a dream trip, we're edifying. Here, we want to do it with a purpose. If we introduce people blankly like, hey, John, this is Jane, and that's it, then the relationship is starting on weak ground. The better we edify, the more powerful the new relationship will be. This is a cornerstone for successful people. In our business, edification is helpful anytime we're making an introduction. At a presentation, properly edifying the speaker will set them up as the expert and give your friend added reason to pay attention and receive the information. Without it, your friend may not appreciate the speaker's credibility and they could miss the message. Then, at training events, we edify reps to one another to help everyone build lasting relationships. Here's a simple format we can start with. Pick 1 to 3 things about the person's achievements and 1 to 3 things you appreciate about them. Now, we never want to exaggerate or make anything up. We can always find positives in people. It's also more powerful when you use their first and last name too. Here's an example. I want you to meet my good friend, Jenny Smith. She's an amazing leader and trainer having success in business, and she's helping a lot of people. What I love about Jenny is that she's so humble, down to earth, and is a great mom. See, it's that simple. Even if you've never met Jenny, don't you have a higher level of respect for her and an insight to who she is at the core? Edification is so magical. Just watch people light up after you edify them. Oh, and if you are edifying a speaker or trainer as part of an introduction to an audience, wait till the end to say their name. Even if the crowd knows whom you're talking about, not mentioning their name creates major suspense. So you edify and say, everyone, help me welcome Jenny Smith. Side note, unless you're at a training event, don't use any network marketing jargon while you're edifying. For example, mentioning some of our ranks like senior rep or 60/60 will just confuse your friend, making them uncomfortable, which completely defeats the purpose of edifying. This gets really fun because when you and your team all know how to edify and someone's being introduced to you, you'll expect it. Wait smiling for the edification introduction. When they're done, edify them back in front of their friend so everyone wins. And if you don't know the person very well, you can keep it simple by saying you came with the right person. Bonus tip, be careful not to over-edify your friend and undermine your expert. It could backfire and make your friend sound more influential than the expert. Remember, the goal is to have your friend want to listen to and actually hear the World Ventures information. Lastly, it's critical to stay humble and grounded. If someone is edifying us, we can't let it all go to our head, especially when it comes from someone we admire. It's sincere, and we should allow it to empower us in a healthy way. But remember, what's so special about World Ventures is our culture. We treat each other as equals with respect while keeping our egos in check. We're edifying each other to ensure the message being delivered is actually heard. That's it. Practice and apply these edification techniques in your daily life, and your business will thrive. Best of all, people will be drawn to you because you make them feel so good. Now get back in the game.
Thanks for watching Quick Cook.
How awesome is
I
that?
love those.
Edification. It's so easy to do. And you know what? You will have heard Jeff and I do this a zillion times because it's actually now part of our DNA. It's how we show up. I edify my kids. I edify every single person on the planet because one, it makes them feel good because our world is so underappreciated. It's so under-acknowledged. It's so under-recognized. Like even today, I actually sent, so the lady who employed me, her name's Donna, who employed me to be a skipper. This is what I sent to her this afternoon. So she said, OMG, looks like we have like a chat like we have in DreamTrips. OMG, looks like you had a very busy day today by the look of it. Well done, with a little star. So I just went, thank you. Yes, lots happening today. I love that every day is different and a challenge in a new way. But I'm super grateful to you for the opportunity to be part of the team and for all your support and belief in me. I appreciate you more than words can say, and I hope you had a great day. Now, it's so easy to do, right? But it's so easy not to do. So it's super important that you edify Jeff or myself when we're in a three-way chat. And then the next thing you need to do is zip it, lock it, put it in your pocket. Now you just get to sit back and relax. You've handed the reins to us. Let us do the work, but then we will edify you back because that's our job as leaders. Because guess what? Your friends and family, they know all the stupid, dumb shit that you've done. My family know all the stupid, dumb shit that I've done. They're not going to listen to me. They're just like, oh gosh, she's like the black sheep. What's she doing now? Unfortunately, this little travel thing hasn't gone away because 9 years later, I'm still doing it. Now they're all members. Even my bestie, Kath. Oh my goodness, you ask Kath. She was mean to me. Like they crucified me. They stopped talking to me. They were nasty. Now, Kath's part of DreamTrips. She's been on multiple DreamTrips with me. She loves DreamTrips. Like it's hilarious. So you just got to make sure that you don't let anyone else steal your dreams. And if you follow that process with the edification, now stupid me, I didn't actually, because Kath was my friend. I didn't introduce her to my upline. I didn't edify my upline, rookie error, because she was like the first person that I introduced. So follow the system, plug into the training, actually get yourself out of the way, because your friend is probably not going to listen to you. But if you edify Jeff or myself, they will listen to us, and then we're going to edify you back. And then they're going to look at you through a different set of eyes because of actually went, you know what? Matt's freaking crushing this thing. Like, he is amazing. Like, he just keeps showing up. I can see he's going to be like one of the top leaders in this, and he doesn't want you to miss out. So you want to jump on this right now, and you don't have just Matt. You're going to have Jeff and I to support you as well. See you in? Can you see how powerful that is? So allow us to help you, but you've got to set us up right to be able to do that, and that's the power of edification. All right, guys, I know we've gone way over tonight, and I appreciate for all of you guys over in the US, it's like crazy o'clock. You're welcome. We get up at crazy o'clock for Dream Trip Academy on the weekend. So Jeff and I will be up at midnight through to like 4 a.m. or something ridiculous. But anyway, I know we said we're going to have a live Q&A, and I am really mindful of time. So if you do have any burning questions, please pop them in the chat. And I am just going to hand over to Jeff. Was there anything that I've missed? Anything that you wanted to add? I know that we had the rapid funnel training that we had to share. So the rapid funnel training is tomorrow. I think most of you are set up on rapid funnel anyway, but I'll be doing the rapid funnel training tomorrow, which is 10 o'clock Brisbane time. There is a flyer which will pop in the chat. I think it's 6 p.m. Central time. Is that right, Jeff?
Central time, Pacific time.
There's so many time zones. I think it's 4 o'clock Pacific and 6 o'clock Central.
Yes, that's right. I think you're correct. So it's for us Aussies, it's 10 a.m. Queensland time, 11 a.m. Hobart time.
Yeah, so, and Matt, yes, you can. So you can save on flights. So you can book flights through our travel portal as well. But what I will share, there is no profit margin in flights anymore. Like even travel agents, they don't want to book flights for their people because they make like $20. So it's going to be incremental. So yes, you can absolutely book flights through the portal. You can't use your member loyalty savings for flights though. So I actually book, I'm probably about 50-50 to be completely honest with you. I book 100% of my accommodation and condos and cruises through, and dream trips, obviously, through the portal. Flights, I jump on and have a look. You can still put in like your frequent flyers and all that kind of stuff. So when we did our last trip to Punta Cana, we had like 50 hours of travel, 5 flights each way. It was like crazy. We booked all of that through our DreamTrips travel portal because that was the best price. Yeah. Now, with COVID, and look, I'd love to say it's a thing of the past. It does keep rearing its ugly head, so we've got to be real about it. When I'm concerned that there's COVID challenges, I actually book direct with the airline because that's the best thing to do, because then if COVID hits or something happens, the airline have to rebook you. Now, they have to rebook you if you book through someone else anyway. Like when we booked through Punta Cana, we missed flights, the connections changed, and we just went to the customer service help desk and they just moved us to different flights. So it's not an issue, but more, and this is more for the Aussies, for our local airlines, what we found locally here in Australia, and I don't know if this happened elsewhere, is if you book direct with the airlines, it seemed to be a lot easier to get refunds and get moved onto other flights than if you didn't book through the airline. But in saying that, like I said, I usually just go with whoever gets me the best deal. And even if you book through DreamTrips, you can put in your frequent flyer points anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. So, Kylie, you'll be excited. Our trip to Cancun is only about 22 hours versus 50. I know. I'm so excited. It's way better. It's way better. Yes, Matthew.
So yeah, you can use this to get. You just don't get any points from it, but I get. So I get flying points just from going through the airlines that I usually go through. Yeah. So you can book it through our portal and you can still put your frequent flyer points in. No problems whatsoever. You'll still earn those. If you've got like your Amex, oh, you can't use Amex, but all your credit cards, if they're linked to your rewards and stuff, just use that credit card. You still get all your rewards points as well. Yeah, cool. And then because I got to plan on, even if I don't make it to going to Cancun, which I really want to make it to Cancun. I'd actually like to take the whole month off. I'd like to go to Cancun. Oh, probably stay there for probably stay there for a whole week or something after the whole Cancun trip. And then I want to fly to Michigan to go see my daughter for Christmas.
Oh, I love that.
And then I want to go from there back to Nevada.
Love that. That's awesome,
love
mate.
it.
It's going to
I
be
love
like
it.
a huge
You've
trip,
already, you've already got a plan out. You're already starting to become a
Yeah,
full-time.
you've already got the logistics. I love it. Guys,
yeah, that's what I want to do, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. But that's
Right.
okay if I
I
can.
don't know what your
If
faith
not-
is, whether you're spiritual or if you believe in God, and either way is great. Jeff believes in God. I'm spiritual. Trust in a miracle and just set the intention and then take action.
Yeah.
And I promise you, it will happen. When we went to Punta Cana,
Law
like
of
Jeff and
attraction.
I did not have the money to go to Punta Cana. When we went to Fraser Island, Jeff and I did not have the money to go to Fraser Island. But each time we set the intention and we took action, and miracles happened, and we got there on both
Yeah.
occasions. Now,
So
I
just
also want to let you guys know, I haven't yet booked my flights to Cancun. Right now, I don't physically have the money in my bank account to do that. I've got my car for sale. I've got my jet ski for sale. I'm like doing all sorts of stuff to make it happen, but I don't physically have the cash in my bank account to do that yet. I've already asked for an extension. I was already, because I'm part of the VIP, group. I've already asked for an extension because I should have had my flights in. I'm like, I'm coming. I just haven't got them yet, but I am definitely coming.
So
Just
on
set
that,
the intention.
and on that note, it's about setting the attention, but it's also, really tap into the universal laws of attraction, right? So this whole Cancun trip, it started 3 months ago where we got first wind of it. And I was prepared to, get me and my wife there, and I was prepared to pay the $5,000 per person that it originally cost us. $5,000 US. So $10,000 that equates to about 15,000 Australian. Then you got all your flights on top of that. It was going to be about a $23,000 trip. And I was prepared to go do it. I had 90 days to go raise $25,000. So that's what I did, right? I had my goal, and then I broke down my plan, and then I just go work my plan. The whole ChatGPT mastery thing that I now do was born out of having that goal.
How can I create the
And then the law of attraction kicks in. And because I had set the intentionality, I'd set the declaration in 6 weeks into that journey, we then find out that we can qualify for this trip for free. And then, so a month into that, qualify for the trip for free. So I'd already had planned to go raise $25,000 and, a goal of the journey. Now, if I didn't hit that goal, I myself was at least going to be in Cancun, Mexico. If I couldn't get my wife there, I was definitely going to be there. So, that was my plan B, if you will. So I had a plan to go and set the intentionality to go and make it happen. And that made it happen. I just booked the tickets today to Cancun. So, that is the reality of law of attraction stuff playing out. I had no idea how I was going to do it. I had a plan, go work the plan. I wasn't attached to the result, and just go work the plan and then just go ahead and implement it. Law of attraction, right? The same thing for Hawaii. When we went to Hawaii for the first trip, had no idea on how I was going to raise the money for that. Last minute, almost found the money. I mean, where we go.
They know us Aussies. Like, it is hilarious. We just book trips, and we're always like the last to submit our flights because we're like coming in hot. Okay, we booked the flights. We're good.
Yeah.
We're always
That's what
there.
scares me. That's the part that scares me.
It's faith. It's just having faith.
Oh, yeah, having faith.
Yeah. But here's the thing,
Having
right?
faith in you is the most important thing.
Yeah, having faith in me.
And here's the other thing,
and
right? So
I know I can sell it. I can once I get in front of the right people, it's going to be really easy. As far as that part of it, because I can have a conversation very well. What scares me is I don't have a job. I don't have no money. I'm in debt. Like that is what scares me. And I'm like, I'm going to go on a trip.
And look, Dylan, I totally get that. Believe me, I totally get that. And you do have to be financially responsible. So as much as we're like, yes, come, you got to do it, do everything to make it happen. I also want you to know we love you and we get it, and you got to be responsible. So I'm all about how can we make it happen? I've got a thing called a Focus 5. I play a song, like a really motivational song, and for 5 minutes I just write down all the options, and it can be anything: rob a bank, win the lotto, like, you know, write them all down, because there'll be a solution there. Like, your answer is there, and this is your opportunity to break through this cycle. And I'm the same, right? Like, we all have these things happen for us, and it's all a test, and you can't have the testimonial without the test. And you can go, man, it's not fair, I wish this trip was next year. But you know what? This has come up for you right now, because this is the test you needed right now. And we can have results or excuses, but we can't have both. And this is about you taking responsibility, going, okay, I'm owning my shit, but I'm still figuring out how I can make this happen. And if you play full out and you don't get there, at least hand on heart, you can say, you know what? I gave it freaking everything. Or you can come up with an excuse and go, oh, well, I can't because X, Y, Z. And then you're going to miss out anyway. So
well, I already got my excuse, but I already got my excuse. Even if I can't go, I'm still gonna go and see my daughter for Christmas, and
beautiful.
I'm gonna brag about saving my money on flights on the way there. So
and hey, we hope to see you there. We can't wait to hug you, but at the same stage, like, you got to do you. This is your business. It's your life. You got to do it your way. And, you know, we love that you're on this journey. And if it's not Cancun, it'll be another trip. But hey,
I know.
We hope we get to see you.
Yeah. Jeff and me did have a conversation at one point, one of our previous conversations, that this isn't the only one that we're going to do.
There will be another trip.
First of many.
There's going to be many more trips to come that are going to be. You know,
and here's the thing for all of you: when you go on your first dream trip, you actually get dream trips, because until you've experienced it, you really just don't know what it is. And once you've experienced it, it's like it gets into your heart and you can't unexperience it. Like, it is just the best. I'm telling you, it's the best thing that you can do to build your business. I am bummed that I waited a year before I went on my first dream trip, because in my head, my excuse, I think I was also punishing myself, was that, you know, I've lost everything. Same thing. I'm in debt, had my car repossessed. I can't go on holidays. I so wish I went on a dream trip sooner than waiting for 1 year. But I waited a year. And in my second year, I went on 10 trips.
Yeah.
And then at the end of 2 years, I bought a one-way ticket, and me and my kiddos started traveling full time. And I pulled them out of school and I world schooled them. And I'm forever grateful.
Oh, that's so awesome. I was actually dreaming about doing that with my kid. Like, once I go and trying to get more custody with my daughter.
And Matthew, like you, I'm a single parent. And do you know what? Because I did that with my kids, I have the best relationship with them. Like, they don't even talk to their dad because he didn't travel with them. That's
those lasting memories that are very important. And
absolutely
when you're spending your whole life trying to
I remember traveling with my grandparents. I had the best relationship with my nana and pop because I traveled with them. So absolutely, I encourage you. Oh, well, I'm going to end on that happy heart note, because I know we've gone way over time, but just absolutely love you guys. I want to give you a massive shout out, Jeff. Kiara Kiara had to jump off early, but she was sending me messages throughout just going, OMG, Jeff is amazing. OMG, he is so good. And like, there were just all these messages about you, Jeff. And I guess Kiara hasn't seen you for a while.
No, she's in the next level, hasn't she? So she's,
you know, I really just want to use Jeff as an example for each and every one of you. You know, every master was once a disaster. You don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. And no matter where you are on this journey, like, this is the best personal development and coaching program in the world, building your DreamTrips business. And honestly, I listen to Jeff now and it makes me so proud, because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, he's outgrown the mentor. Like, he does not need me anymore. I feel so truly blessed and privileged and honored to be on this call with Jeff because he's crushing it. And it's not just
He's a
crushing it
beautiful
in his business.
butterfly.
He is a beautiful butterfly. He's not that ugly caterpillar anymore. But each of you who are on here, like, you know, you guys are part of Jeff's team. And it's because Jeff actually kept showing up. He followed the system. He jumped on every training call. He was coachable. He put his hand up. He asked for help. He followed the system. And now he's one of the top global leaders in this company. But guess what? There's plenty of room at the top. And every single one of you
come with us.
will literally be there within the next couple of months. You just got to go get it. You just got to go rank up. It's there waiting for you to take it. So on that note, love you all. Thank you so much. I hope you've got some value in today's call. And Jeff, did you have one more thing?
No, you've said it all. Let's wrap it up. Thank you very much. I can see 3 builders coming up the ranks very, very soon.
Love it. All right, guys. And hopefully see you all in Mexico. Mwah. Okay.
Catch you later.
Bye.